Namaste ji, namaste. So Rajkot Municipal Corporation versus Manjuben Jantilal Nakum. Now what is this case law? This is a case law that is very closely connected with Donohue versus Stevenson. Yes, the pronunciation is Donohue versus Stevenson, so that you don't make an ass out of yourself like I have done in the past on YouTube. I think I called it as Donohue or something like that. So Donohue. Alright. So this is whenever you're writing an answer for this case law, you will mention Donohue, and whenever you're writing the answer for Donohue, you're going to mention this case law. This is very crucial. For example, now before entering into this, let us say that you plant a tree somewhere. You all want to do for the benefit of the world. You want to plant a tree. So you planted a tree, and well, then you forgot all about it, and you are home. But one day that tree falls down on someone, and then they sue the hell out of you. They want damages. And let us say in that scenario that the person dies because the tree was आपने बरगद का पेड़ लगा दिया था somehow, or people का पेड़ लगा दिया, whatever, it's a heavy tree, and then वो गिर गया उनके ऊपर. Do you think you should be punished, or do you think you are liable to pay damages to the other side? Think about it. Then think about, let us say that you are just walking on the road, and suddenly there is no storm going on, there is no rain going on. A tree falls down on you, and then you get injured. Hope you're not dead, but you get injured. Do you think that you deserve damages from the municipal corporation? MCD की duty है ना, most likely. In whichever zone that you are, let's not get into those details की north zone, south zone, whatever, if you're from Delhi, that is. So your municipal authority की ही आपका काम है to take care of the trees because they are the ones who planted it. So in the first scenario, your brain is going to say, well, no, how can I foresee that, that the tree that I planted fell down on you, right? I don't want to give damages. यही आया ना दिमाग में. In scenario 1. In scenario 2, you're like, MCD इधर आओ, मुझे damages देकर जाओ. Suddenly जब पैसे लेने की बात आती है तो आ जाओ, दे जाओ, है ना? और जब पैसे देने की बात आती है, we are not liable. This is pretty much what law is. Now you pretty much are going to understand how this is different from your LLB entrance and why it was difficult slightly to understand those legal reasoning questions, and why pretty much they shouldn't even exist in a LLB entrance to begin with, because law changes, and at that stage when you were preparing to get into law school, you were like, every question has a definite answer. I've just given you two very similar scenarios, and you yourself are saying the answer should differ, right? So in law also this pretty much happens, and this is pretty much what this case is. So you're going to read the case, basically the facts. You can elaborate a bit on the facts, but the core crux is that there was this gentleman who was on his way to the office, and he was just walking, and a tree fell down on him and he expired. So he died. The family was in shock. They sued the Rajkot Municipal Corporation. They wanted 1 lakh, but they were awarded 45,000 as damages by the trial court, and the division bench of the High Court confirmed this. So the corporation, now you see how petty these corporations are. So the corporation has filed a SLP, that is a special leave to appeal petition, right? You remember Article 136? मैं बार बार ये सब बोलते रहता हूँ ताकि आपकी चीजें साथ साथ रिवाइज हो जाएं, all right? So under 136 they went to the Supreme Court कि भाई ये क्या हो रहा है? We don't owe anything to this family. Now imagine this person's basically, rather, this family's main bread earner is dead, and the corporation is actually going into appeal and more appeals कि नहीं हम तो नहीं देंगे जी, we won't give 45,000. And despite these corporations, they're always cash rich, but sorry, 45,000 भी नहीं मिलेंगे आपको. Alright. So अब हम SLP stage पे आ गए. Hopefully the facts are clear. This is pretty much the core crux of the fact. Now when you're reading your case maths or your case, they will say Jantilal ji was going from this railway station to that railway station, and he used to take the train daily, etc, etc. Now if you're falling short in your exam to write the answer, then you elongate on those facts. Otherwise, this is the core crux. किसी के ऊपर पेड़ गिर गया, he died, the family sued, and now we are at the SLP stage. So the appellant is Rajkot Municipal Corporation, the respondent is Manjuben Jantilal Nakum, must be basically the wife or the daughter, whatever it is. Just confirm from the facts. Even if you don't really, you can't, let us say, you can just always be smarter and say the respondent is the family of the deceased. See? और एग्जाम में आप ये भूल जाएंगे by the way कि ये कौन था क्या था. So just frame it a bit smartly. Frame your sentence a bit smartly. वकील है ना, जॉली LLB में क्या था वो अन्नू कपूर की बातों का बतंगड़ बनाने के लिए ही तो उसी का तो पैसा लेता हूँ मैं. वो डालो, तो थोड़ी सी बतंगड़ बना के घुमा दीजिएगा, बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी केस लॉज कि उसमें याद नहीं रहेगा यार ये कौन था क्या था. सो जस्ट reform the sentence. All right. So now the counsel for the corporation has said, basically his main arguments were कि भैया ऐसा है, we don't have an unqualified absolute duty to take care of every tree that we planted. How is it possible? So unqualified का मतलब क्या है? You remember your fundamental rights? Are your fundamental rights absolute or qualified? They are qualified. Qualified means that there are conditions that are set on them. So you don't have any absolute fundamental right. The Sarkar can pretty much under any circumstances remove those fundamental rights from you. Emergency laga denge, reasonable restrictions. So anytime, now note this word, especially since you're beginning your journey into the world of law, anytime this word qualified is qualified in let us say in layman English or colloquial language, it means degrees, right? So you are qualified to do this job, whatever. In this case, a qualified in law actually means that there is some condition that is limiting this operation. So when I say we don't have an unqualified absolute duty, that means we don't have a duty that is we have to exercise that duty, that we are responsible under any and every circumstance is limited. So that is point number one, that the counsel for the corporation argued you have to mention these points in your answer, so that the examiner knows you know that what is law, because in torts there is no section to quote, right? Then the second point he said is, how do we find every tree? अब इतने सारे तो लगा रखे हैं, मतलब exactly कैसे हम जाके क्या काम करें? Because the family's main argument was, well, hello, you planted the tree, you are under a statutory obligation, or you have a statutory duty to maintain those trees as well. Since the tree decayed, you have killed off our person, so now you owe us money, right? But this guy said for the counsel of the corporation that there was no reasonable proximity. Scenario number one, where you planted the tree and you have forgotten all about it, and 3 years later somebody else dies. Was there any reasonable proximity, as in between the cause and the action? Is there any reasonable proximity? ऐसे तो कुछ भी हो सकता है ना. At any given point of time, let us say that you are walking on the street, and let us say that a stray dog bites you, hopefully never, but let us say that it bites you, or let us say some street lamp falls down on your head. Anything can happen, right? मतलब मरना है, जहाँ में मौत आई है तो आई है, क्या करेंगे? It is what it is, right? But there is no reasonable proximity between us planting the tree, it falling down, and then it causing the death of somebody else. How are we answerable for that, right? And as it is, there was no storm. It was these were like still weather conditions, right? मतलब आराम से आदमी जा रहा है. So how do we basically get the corporation in the dock? Then it says the main point that he raised was that there has to be a reasonable proximity again. So you have to use this word between duty of care and doctrine of neighborhood, as given in Donoghue versus Stevenson. So whenever you are writing this answer on Rajkot, you will quote Donoghue versus Stevenson. So in the next lecture, when we come to Donoghue versus Stevenson, not Donoghue versus Stevenson, so we'll basically इन दोनों लेक्चर्स को कंबाइन करके एक आंसर निकाल लीजिएगा. बट इफ इट्स अ 10 marker, even then, so explain one case but quote the other, all right? And if it's a 20 marker, then explain both cases, right? So these are both cases on reasonable proximity, right? So भाई कुछ तो होना चाहिए ना. Our duty of care that we owe to you has to be that it has to have a reasonable proximity with the cause of action that you are giving. Right. So this was basically the main contention for the by the counsel for the corporation. Right. So this is pretty much your answer, and as in the points that I'm now going to say, there is no way on the planet that you can skip out these points. Yeah. So I had to make a quick edit. Some bullet guy was there in the background. पता नहीं लोग silencer के फटवा लेते हैं अपना. So defendant is under a duty of care. So Supreme Court has said, establish this. In such cases, the defendant is under a duty of care. So in this case, who is the defendant? The corporation, as in the original one, right? Ab to hum appellant respondent mein hai, but defendant owes a duty of care. So in this case, does the municipal corporation owe a duty of care to you? I mean, you're planting the trees. You are under a statutory obligation to मेंटेन दैम, राइट? सो अच्छा, उसके अंदर जब आप केस मैट में केस वगैरह पढ़ेंगे, उसके अंदर बहुत सारे सेक्शन वगैरह भी जाएंगे जी. म्यूनिसिपल एक्ट में ये दे रखा है, वो दे रखा है. कुछ कोट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, एब्सोल्युटली नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. Now, the burden of proof that is owed by the plaintiff. Plaintiff कौन है? Family. The burden of proof that is owed, so you will have to prove it. Now you are alleging is discharged by the breach of duty. You remember our legal maxim from your LLB entrance, res ipsa loquitur. Was that the correct pronunciation? Loquitur. Yeah, I think that was the correct pronunciation. Res ipsa loquitur. Right? So this is basically the thing speaks for itself. Isn't this diagram speaking for itself? I mean, if it were made by an artist or someone, but yeah, hopefully the cartoon is still making any sense to you, right? So the burden of duty of care, or rather the breach of duty of care, मैंने burden बोला, this is BO, मैंने short form लिखा हुआ है. So breach of duty of care, जो ये breach हुई है इस duty of care की, जी आपको paid maintain करना था. That is the thing that has lead to the damage, not damages, damage as in which has basically caused you trouble, and therefore you are in court to recover damages, right? So the decision was कि भाई statutory duty to maintain तो है municipal corporation की, so that is point number one, you owe this duty, right? So that's basically the council was also making a point which I haven't raised, is that no sorry, we don't even have a statutory duty. तो Supreme Court ने भैया duty तो है, but established degree of proximity, this is a requisite for such a case. You will have to establish that that there is a reasonable connection with, let us say, you planting the tree, maintaining it, and then it falling down. All right. So one crucial point, this is the main ratio decidendi of the case, that is, if let us say the municipal corporation became aware, that the tree has decayed, it's in a dangerous situation or dangerous condition rather, and it's about to fall down, and then they didn't take any action, then to pakka the municipal corporation is in trouble, right? But the Supreme Court also, basically Judge Saab used this example. Let us say that there is a person, and let us say that there is storm or whatever is going on, and he runs underneath a tree to save himself, and then lightning falls down on that very tree, and then the tree falls down. Is the municipal corporation responsible? Think about it. So again we come to doctrine of reasonable proximity, basically. That is the concept. Is there like, are these events reasonably connected? Are they like proximate to each other in the sense that they are connected and then they will basically cause you harm? Think about it. अब यहाँ पे municipal corporation को कैसे पकड़ेंगे? So similarly in this case, now you pretty much know where I'm going. It was still weather condition and he was just walking to office, and well, this just happened, right? Supreme Court held the causation is too remote. These are the words that you use in your answer. It is just too remote for you to basically now get the municipal corporation in the dock, and it's difficult to foresee for the municipal corporation or to check each and every tree constantly so that they stop falling on people. Now I know some of you will disagree कि नहीं ये तो गलत बोल दिया इन्होंने, तो ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, कल को सिमिलर केस लॉ आएगा, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में से ओवरटर्न करा देना. और decisions get overturned all the time, right? अभी पीछे हुआ था ना right to privacy judgment में, they said ADM Jabalpur has been incorrect. So after 30-40 years they woke up. So nothing is correct, nothing is right in law, nothing is wrong in law. ये mindset से आप पढ़ेंगे, आपका वाकई में मतलब you will find that law is very easy. So don't get into the morality or ethicality of things. Herein, think about it. सिनारियो नंबर 1 में आप पैसे नहीं देना चाहते थे, सिनारियो नंबर 2 में कहते हैं पैसे ले. So in this case, the ratio is first and foremost this, that if the municipal corporation had become aware and then didn't take an action, ठीक है, पकड़ लो. But herein the causation is too remote, it's difficult to foresee, and you can't check every tree. So the appeal is allowed, but then under 142, power to do complete justice, याद आ रहा है? तभी पढ़ा था, तभी LLB entrance में MCQ आया था. So the Supreme Court said, don't recover 45,000 from the family. The appeal is allowed, so they have just set a precedent for such cases. And I think they gave 5,000 rupees to the amicus for amicus, the friend of the court, for helping out in this case. But they refused that. अब यार उनका बंदा भी गुजर गया है, अब उससे 45,000 रुपए तुम और ले लो. But this is why, this is precisely the reason why people want to get on panels of MCDs or municipal authorities, the work is exciting as well as you get a lot of good income. So what do you mean you want to get in the panel? So every body has like a panel of lawyers working for it. So anytime now municipal authorities, etc., all the government authorities, all the statutory, they have to go through court at each and every stage of every dispute. अब गुंडे तो भेजेंगे ना मारपीट के, यहाँ पे solution नहीं होता. So all of them have to be represented by lawyer. The work has to be done by lawyers. So not one lawyer, there's a panel of lawyers, independent working lawyers, but there's a panel. So आपके पास regular stream of income आती रहती है. And that's the route to success basically. If you ask around your seniors, so it's very difficult to get into these panels. There's a lot of nepotism involved. There's a lot of politics involved. There's a lot of backbiting involved. But the income is seriously good. That's why everyone just wants to forever go into get a panel, basically get onto a panel, right? Hopefully the case law is clear. Now let us go to Donoghue versus Stevenson. In the next one, I think I'm just going by the sequence of the case mat of both NLU Delhi and Delhi University. तो हम लोग पहले वो सब कवर कर लेते हैं. Whenever we are going to hit Donoghue versus Stevenson, तो वो दोनों combine करेंगे. मैं वहाँ पे भी राजकोट वाला केस आपको बता दूँगा. Alright, if you're since these are member only videos, if you have any concerns or any doubts or anything that you want to get clarified, or there is any specific case law that you need help with, leave a comment. I will try to cover that out as well. Alright. Thank you again for joining the channel. Wishing you all the best. Take care.